Hey guys, how are you? So I wasn't gonna do two Get Woke videos, but this one, I think you'll like and appreciate this. This is the Get Woke Go Broke, and we maybe should change a few things and stop being so woke type of story. So this story came out in Newsweek actually 2 days ago, but another story came out sort of simultaneously, and I want to talk about that. So as NBA finals ratings tank, commissioner says league will withdraw Black Lives Matter from Jersey courts. Interesting. So let's read a little bit of this. The NBA spent a good portion of its COVID delayed season trying to figure out how to spread messages to combat social justice. When its game resumed, the league has allowed players to wear social justice sayings on their jerseys, and each court has Black Lives Matter painted on it. I didn't know that. I don't watch the NBA that much. Now that its playoffs are about to wrap up and playoff ratings are at a 40-year low, the NBA commissioner said that social justice messages won't be prominently displayed when the 2021 season begins. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver says the league will depend upon its teams and players to deliver those ongoing messages largely outside the playing arena. Silver said it's a conversation that will be had between the league and its players before the next season commences in a few months. Wow. I would say in terms of messages you see on the court and our jerseys, this was an extraordinary moment in time when we begin these discussions with the players and that we have all lived through this summer. My sense is that there will somewhat be a return to normalcy, that those messages will largely be left to be delivered off the floor. Meanwhile, the NBA, while this is going on, while they have it on their jerseys and on the court, meanwhile, the NBA ratings have plummeted during the league's restart and subsequent playoffs. Silver did not say it was a reason to pull the social justice messages directly from the players and its court, but did say the league would still back those messages. Of course you have to say that. However, where did I want to read you? The league's ratings were down 20% from last year, according to ESPN. But when the playoffs started, the ratings sank even lower. Then, when the NBA Finals tipped off, the ratings hit the bottom of the tank, the worst in league history. Following that up was an even worse ratings for Game 2. This all happened while the league's best player, LeBron James, was front and center in the finals. I think that's all I need to read you from that article. You can figure out the rest. I am not one to sit here and say that a basketball player is not smart, or that an actor or an actress is not smart, or anyone else, or a soccer player, or an NFL player, or a NASCAR race driver. I'm not saying that these people aren't smart. I'm sure a few of them are very, very, very smart. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that their opinion doesn't matter. And I don't think you are either. We don't want to see it on the court. You want to do it on your own time. That's great. That's wonderful. But not everyone agrees with your messaging. And there was a study that came out. I want to read you a little bit of it. So this is by Philip Stutz. And this was in the Medium, and this is all over a few places. And I want to read you a little bit of what he wrote, because this is very interesting. So he wrote an article out, and it says, "Sports has a problem. Being woke ain't helping." And he starts out by saying, "The sports industry is in deep shit. Since March," now listen to this. This is pretty cool. So since March, I've partnered with the largest data collection, analytics, and AI company in America to understand the economic fallout from the coronavirus and the Black Lives Matter protests and riots. So they have a lot of numbers which are really interesting. I'll link to this article below if you want to go through the whole thing. But I want to focus in on, they have a lot of numbers that are just related to COVID. And he thought it would be interesting to add in there. So a lot of these numbers were released before the protests. So he wanted to add what happened maybe after the protests and after some of these leagues were having a lot of woke messaging during the games. So it says the new study my data partner commissioned tracked how consumers view the recent protests and subsequent riots. And I saw something that should make the sports industry very worried. The vast majority of consumers aren't woke and they don't want a company, brand, or service to inauthentically preach to them about social values. The NFL attempting to be woke? No, they're full of crap and we can see it a mile away. So on this website, there is a really interesting graph. I'm going to put it up for you. Hold on. Okay, I'll put it up for you. In this graph, it says that, so they're looking at different demographics and different age groups, and this is pretty interesting. Around 87 to 95% of all generational consumers would prefer a company or brand not to engage of this type of advocacy. So they're talking, bottom line, it's clear that a very small percent of consumers want to hear about the policies, activist issues from the brands and companies they consume or buy from. We have seen this time and time again. What happened when they tried to cancel Gone with the Wind? It was the highest sold movie on Amazon. What happened when they tried to cancel Goya? Their sales went up. That is people saying, we don't want your woke messaging. We are smart. We can do our own research. We can decide what we want to consume. And especially in the midst of a pandemic, when you put on your sports or your movies or your award shows, you want to escape. The bottom line is the bottom line. And you're in a business, you're in an industry to make money. And the bottom line is whether you agree or you don't agree, there are going to be a large amount of people that do not want to tune into that. So you're going to lose money. If you're okay with losing money, if you're okay with, ruining your industry, then by all means, heed forward. But the bottom line is going to speak for itself, and it very much did in this instance. So let me know what you think. Do you think other parts of the sports industry are going to follow behind? Do you think Hollywood will ever catch on to this? Thank you guys for watching. Bye.